O'Hare International Airport, the world's busiest. Each day, 250,000 passengers are shuttled in and out. 50,000 employees keep the airport running. Safety at O'Hare is an ongoing concern, but safety is not the job of employees alone. Behind the scenes, the latest in high-tech security systems screen passengers and baggage for dangerous items. Chicago has long been a leader in utilizing security advancements to keep passengers safe.
Back in 1989, when Mayor Richard M. Daley was elected, he specifically, in one of his first acts as mayor, brought in a group of world experts to confer with us on how we could ensure that safety and security were at their highest levels at both O'Hare, the world's busiest airport, and Midway airports.
No traveler can get to the gate without encountering several security checkpoints. What gets seated and stowed in airplane cabins appears to be secure, but what about the items we can't see? In the last decade, cargo has presented a new threat to air safety. With more and more freight stored in the belly of passenger planes, O'Hare is looking closely at this vulnerable security link.
We estimate here at Chicago that about 60% of all of our air cargo shipments occur on passenger airplanes. I think that very fact that we are commingling passengers with large volumes of freight activity really places the challenge upon us to ensure that we are balancing the security needs of both.
With effective terminal security in place, terrorists may be looking for security breaks elsewhere. Air cargo is one likely target. Currently, when a driver delivers his freight, access is granted with little more than a written manifest and a photocopied driver's license. Truckers recognize the urgent need for tighter security.
In early 1994, the trucking industry came to my office and asked that we explore the possibility of jointly with the airport, the airlines, and the FAA developing an air cargo security system. They know the threat is out there, and in the event something did occur of catastrophic proportions, they did not want that onus to come back on them. They wanted to make sure that they've done everything humanly possible to secure that cargo.
Approximately 3 years ago, Commissioner Richard Knickie contacted me and asked me if I would come to a meeting comprised of air carriers, air cargo companies, and the local trucking industry.
After meeting with the commissioner, Harry Wilkinson turned to cutting-edge technology for a solution. He put together an engineering dream team from Schlumberger, Identix, and Oracle.
What we developed through the three-company relationship over a year's time was a software, hardware, biometric package that would allow us to uniquely identify and verify a driver who's going to make a delivery to the airport.
We first heard about the project at O'Hare Airport in 1997. It was a wonderful opportunity to bring the field of biometrics into airport security, which is very, very important because in security, especially in airports, it's very important to know who is getting access to what. So the emphasis here was on the identification of the individual, and it was a wonderful opportunity for us to demonstrate how biometrics can secure the public in an airport environment.
We've been in business for 16 years, and the legacy of the company was the development of fingerprint imaging technology, which essentially replaces the ink and paper that people are familiar with in the criminal investigation arena. We now do it electronically, and by being able to capture it electronically, we can then do automatic comparisons to a database of fingerprints. This all works with the FBI systems, with the various state police systems and the like. We later extended that technology about 8 years ago for non-criminal comparison and verification.
All the security data in the world really isn't worth a whole lot unless you can manage, store, and retrieve it very quickly and easily. And what Oracle brought to the table for Identix and O'Hare was the ability to handle all of this information, whether it's fingerprint data, geographic data, personnel data, audio, even full motion video in one place.
The main component behind their security plan was biometrics, a way of verifying identity by matching electronically stored data to unique physical characteristics In this case, fingerprints.
There are three levels of identification in use today. There's what you know, your password, your PIN, it's what you have, your card, and it's who you are, your fingerprint. The card and the PIN were well established, but there was still the whole, which was who you really are. And the biometric, the fingerprint biometric, provides the irrefutable evidence of who you are. We have documented evidence that when people know, when the bad guys know that our equipment is installed, they don't come around. They can't crack it.
The chance of two people with matching prints is nearly a statistical impossibility. About 1 in every billion people may have the same print. And to ensure that the print belongs to its rightful owner, the system also measures the density of the finger. If the finger were removed, a loss of blood would lower the density and access would be denied. A second component of the system involved the use of a specially designed smart card created by Schlumberger. The smart card contains a tiny CPU, which carries vital information about the shipper, the driver, and a manifest of the truck's cargo. To ensure the smart card is secure, each card is biometrically linked to each truck driver. In January of 1998, the new advanced security system was ready for a pilot run. O'Hare was the logical test site.
If it works here in Chicago, it's going to work in any other operation across the globe.
Nearly 700 Illinois truck drivers enrolled voluntarily, and thumbprint readers were set up at 24 cargo sites, including Alliance Airlines. To activate the system, warehouse attendants log on biometrically.
The process of clearing a driver for delivery begins at the shipper's dock.
The driver's smart card is updated, and the load is sealed.
When he arrives at the air cargo facility where he's going to effect delivery, he approaches the counter. The driver is then instructed to insert his smart card into a smart card reader. At that point in time, on the screen comes up what you'd be familiar with, something that looks like a driver's license. It has their photo and their information as well as their employer information. He then puts his digit down, which searches the card and verifies that this driver belongs to that card and belongs to that load. Once we've got the green light and we verified the driver does belong to that card, we then go on to the next click, which shows us the manifest. And on the manifest will show us the cargo that's on the truck for delivery destination, bill of lading number, and most importantly, the seal number that's been placed on that trailer. At that point in time, the attendant will accept biometrically that manifest, which will then download it into the system.
You all set? Thanks.
The driver is then authorized to go out on the dock and effect delivery. At that point in time, one of the dock attendants will verify that the seal that was on the trailer in fact matches the seal number that was on the manifest loaded into the computer. Once that has been done, then it's okay to effect delivery into the cargo facility.
During the pilot run, the engineering team will continue to refine their system. Their testing is only half completed, but early advantages are already clear.
The advantage to the system is the air cargo carriers can get a manifest transmitted electronically to them as early as 24 hours in advance. The air cargo carriers will know what type of shipment is coming in, what the content of the shipment is, what the seal number on that shipment will be, and who the driver will be.
Biometrics is also being tested in secured areas of O'Hare's U.S. Customs. Here, 300 employees now enter using the fingerprint reader and a smart card or PIN number.
And this is all stored and managed, and the data integrity is kept by the world's leader in information technology management, Oracle.
So far, this test has shown that it's superior to our current system. It adds additional level of security, and the use of fingerprint technology is actually faster than our current technology, which incorporates a swipe card and a PIN number.
We have tens of thousands installed worldwide. We have hundreds of thousands of people enrolled on them, and I guess you could count our daily verifications in the millions. So it's mature technology, even though today it is being viewed as this next very modernistic step here at the airport. It is not new and untried technology.
I think 2 or 3 years ago, you could have had an interesting debate about whether biometrics was ever going to be used on a mass scale. I don't think there's anyone today that would disagree with the idea that biometrics, in particular fingerprint identification, is going to be used in various and sundry applications. So it's exciting that over the next few years, biometric technology is going to be used on everything from automobiles to automatic teller machines, to home banking, to e-business, e-commerce, transference of money across the internet, whatever requires authentication of an individual, biometrics is there to solve the problem.
No security system can completely defeat the criminal will to succeed. If an air tragedy should occur, the biometric system becomes an instant investigative tool. Within minutes, the plane's cargo can be retraced from the warehouse to the driver and back to the shipper. That means biometrics will be an invaluable resource for those investigators who are left with the ultimate puzzle, piecing a shattered airplane back together. And it may also be the greatest deterrent against those who seek to compromise the safety of air travel. If approved by the FAA, the right fingerprints could be opening doors and clearing cargo shipments by the year 2000.
When I saw this coming together, I got very excited. Excited to the point that I knew that this was going to work.
We very much appreciate the opportunity to test new technology. We also think that as Chicago takes a leadership role, the world will pay attention